Alright, making another video. Really don't need to do this, but it's what I do. Yeah, I was just thinking about mood, and I was thinking, in terms of there's all these different people have different perceptions of things, all this kind of crap. And then, but even in our own lives, we have at different times in our lives, we have different needs, wants, desires, fears, strengths, weaknesses. Quite extreme in terms of the difference sometimes. And much of us can remain the same, except that we have this character of our mood, our underlying timidness, our boldness. We get affected by something, and it just, knocks us sort of off the rails, and we never quite find our way back on them again. Yeah, it might be one way of saying it. Or you might do some deep thinking, and there's no place to go. I mean, once you do that, you reveal a truth to yourself, even about the triviality of your own psychology and the small-mindedness of much of your wants and desires. Yeah, it's a little tricky, a little dangerous, because you never look at them the same again. It's hard to get caught back up in it. Once you climb the maze walls, and you look around, it's really hard to walk back in and play like a regular player, because you're not anymore. You kind of know the futility of some things, and that it's really not worth the risk. And so, yeah, you might be, you're certainly not going to just step right into the shit, quite obviously. So you're not going to do the really dumb things anymore. You'll just recognize them for, oh, that's stupid, idiotic, drunk behavior. Yeah, I'll avoid that. So that usually goes nowhere. That's what I learned by climbing the walls and seeing it a few hundred times. That's fail all over the place. So yeah, I guess some people would call that growing up. But, that implies something. As if it's something everyone does. And everyone doesn't do it. And everybody does it quite differently. People grow up in different ways. They grow older, they grow wiser, quote unquote, in different ways. A different kind of wisdom, like there is any such thing. So anyway, but yeah, it's just it's sort of a giveaway, just like religion. The fact that there's more than one God out there, and the books are of equal credibility, the story is of equal provability. It sort of indicates a fallibility. You can't have contradicting fables, and all declaring themselves to be the only truth. That's not going to work. And the obvious conclusion is, the necessary conclusion is that at least the most have to be bullshit, 99.99%, or they all are. Those are really your only two choices. And so, yeah, if you're going to go the 99.9%, you might as well go that last 1%, 0.0% or whatever, and just close the book on the whole mess. And you can sort of see that with humans, in this desire mechanism, this will to accomplish thing is all made out of such mush. It's also mutable. It's a word I've used twice in one day. Spooky. You can screw with it. It's all kind of circumstantial. If you're feeling good and you're feeling strong and everything's okay with you in the world, you'll have a certain strength and passion that you might lose. Hey, pup. Hey. How you doing? And if you take some time to, think about it, that's all you're running on, is this momentum. You're comfortable enough, and so you just keep doing what you're doing. But what you're doing is just like Leave It to Beaver or something. It's just some sort of some sort of contrivance of a life built around your affection to chew on crayons or whatever you're getting off on. But what we get off on, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is so diverse. And how we even understand how the world works is so wacky. I mean, a lot of people have commented on this whole feminism thing, and I'm very protective of feminists in a way, just because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of assholes in the world, and I'm not saying they're violent assholes, but let's be honest. I mean, it's a shame. It's a disgusting disgrace on the male sex. That women do have to be afraid that they're going to be taken advantage of by a stronger male, or more forceful, at least, more violent, and willing to be violent. And it's embarrassing, to be a member of that race or species or class or sex or whatever you want to describe it. I guess it's a sex. Anyway, so yeah, I'm defensive of feminism, because men have been bores and assholes traditionally. But there's this extreme thing that goes on where there's feminists that just are in complete denial of practical natural fact, and they think that you just throw some sort of human switch inside of a male and you cut his nuts off somehow, and that just doesn't happen. Or that somehow you can have nuts, and it's not even that. I mean, this latest thing is just so silly. I mean, a guy actually says the words. He prefaces his own remark with, "Don't take this the wrong way." I mean, what else do you have to goddamn do? Ow! Son of a bitch. Got me. Stinker. Anyway. Just keep flying around, fucker. Go ahead. Ask for more. Yeah, I missed him, actually. My failure there. Bicycle coming. What the hell was I now? Oh, the feminism thing, yeah. Ugh. How's it going? That'll bust your nuts. Yeah, you want to castrate a male? Invite him to go bike riding. Anyway, slow but sure. one little squashed artery at a time. Anyway, yeah. So this whole, like I said, this is just nonsense. I mean, men. I've always hated the idea that I've had to be obnoxious. Well, I haven't had to be, because I've completely failed with women. But that was sort of the idea, is that you had to be kind of aggressive to get any, because the women weren't going to do it. And so if you weren't willing to boldly go out there and be embarrassed, you weren't going to get any. And now they're turning the tables on us and saying we can't even do that politely. I mean, what the fuck? How do they expect men and women to get together? Oh, I guess they don't. They're not radical feminists, they're radical lesbians. Fuck this shit. So anyway, but yeah, you say, how is that possible? How is it possible for somebody to be that fanatic that they don't even understand the concept? They have no, I'm an atheist, I understand evolution, but I think a penis changes nothing in terms of biology. I mean, it's just so stupid. Sorry, you had to witness that murder. But look, they're out to get me. I got no choice, self-defense and all. I didn't go out looking for him. I didn't go the horsefly path and go buzz around him and take nips out of his butt. So anyway, alright, this video is not going anywhere. That's funny. Anyway. Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to get at, again, is this theme of that all just seems kind of a moody thing, or just some sort of, you get one kind of little wacky idea in your head, and that becomes your theme. It's almost like the modern mystic. He's kind of cut off this conversation about the brain because he doesn't like this feeling thing. He doesn't like trying to, my effort, what he would say is my effort to paste an importance or a meaning derived through it on top of the mechanism. And I mean, I've kind of honestly said I don't know how else to do it. I mean, I don't know how honestly to. It's like I don't think I'm forcing that. I just don't know how you let go of it. If you can explain to me how I find feelings to be unmeaningful, I'm all for it. But I don't think you can do that. I mean, it is a phenomenon that I think you have to concede does not exist in, non-neurologically bestowed organisms or things. And so you got to explain it. But anyway, I don't even want to get into that. But the whole point is that our machinery, our control device, brain, is preoccupied with bullshit. It is just chasing. And it thinks things are so fucking important. And you look back at it in hindsight and you say, oh, why was I obsessed with that? How could I be obsessed with that? And then even when you get burned, you're still like, yeah, but I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again. But you can't live without it, even when it's futile, even when you know it doesn't go anywhere. It's like you can't say no to trying. You keep trying to make it into something. Because the other choice is this thing we call failure, or losing. Who wants to be one of those? So we sort of set it up to be only one way to play the game. You can't go backwards. You can only go forwards. And, everybody's going to measure success based on how boldly and dramatically you do that forward thing. So yeah, what kind of risks you're willing to take for what kind of reward. Let me just think of mountain climbers and shit. People do motherfucking wacky things. And you're just like, for what? And if it's that inconceivable, we just got to concede that it's all arbitrary. Whether you're chasing women or chasing food or chasing a blue ribbon in the dog show or chasing a PhD, I don't know, chasing your first Lamborghini, whatever the fuck it is, it's all bullshit. It really is. It's just an illusion of value, projected into your little brain by a bunch of circumstantial deprivations. And, it's just, there is no solution to the problem, because there is no happily ever after. You'll never get it and hold on to it. It'll always degrade. It'll always oxidize and rust and turn into shit. And that part will be harder to watch. It will be hard to endure the failure, the dismal end. Even when you get a car, I remember my car, it did held pretty well. But after I had it like 5 years, I had to sell it. But it was already had a little rust line on it, because of a manufacturer defect in the trunk. But anyway, yeah, I was just watching those little tiny degrades were just so disturbing to watch it age. You hated that shit. Well, now I'm being depressing again. Sorry. But see, that's the other thing here, is all this goes nowhere. No one even wants to have a conversation. There's so few people interested in talking about the truth or reality or what we're doing here. They just want to talk about their mood, how wonderful everything is, how great it could be, and how much they hope and how much they wish, and what other kind of bullshit. And then the rest is all like spiritual mumbo jumbo to celebrate humanity and its progress and its wonderful whatever accomplishment of the cure for and the whatever. And it all means nothing in terms of it's all just a pointless game played for no good reason. Argue that. Yeah. So now I'm very depressed. Ing. Yeah. Never mind. Anyway, it's what happens when you do a video without it. I didn't really have it in my head before I started, so it went sideways and such. Ooh, now throw in some pleasant little stream imagery. This is amazing. I mean, how dead this stream is compared to what it was when I was a kid. Very sad. Yep. Very sad. I should check the pH or something. I don't know what. Probably microbes or something. I don't know. I mean, everything's just dead. Dead, dead, dead. Yeah. So, I mean, it's good, I guess. But it's bad in the sense that it's change. I don't like change. Change sucks. Yeah, that's all I can say on that. Let's see if these roofer guys finished. See how much crap they left behind for Gary to clean up. Oh, they're still working. Diligent little fellows. Oh, maybe they'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, 2-day job, I guess. Huh.